Blind UK is wrapped. Let's see who said I do, who said I don't, and if our predictions were correct. Hey y'all, it's Nae. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Love is Blind UK, the finale. So if you haven't seen it yet and you do not know who said yes and who said no, save this video and come back after you do. There will be spoilers from the top of the video. You are about to hear my thoughts on the finale, but of course I want to hear yours, so feel free to drop your thoughts below if you do want to participate in the conversation. And give this video a like before you go, so I know you enjoyed it. Do y'all remember the couples being apart from each other before the weddings on any other season? Maybe they have been, and I just wasn't paying attention, or I just don't remember, but I remember it being this prominent where they're like, oh, we're packing up and we're not going to see each other for 3 days. I feel like they made a point to really say that this season. Anyway, I am dressed for a wedding per usual. I always dress up for these things. So let's just get these two out of the way, because Netflix put their wedding first because there would be no drama and there would be no surprises. Sabrina's dress was gorgeous, very demure, very mindful, very cutesy. Steven looked sharp AF. They both said yes. Like I said, no surprises here. I truly see them as another Lauren and Cameron. They in this for the long run. Before we jump into the wedding, we have had a lot of discourse on 50-50 this season because of Tom and Maria. I wanted to add one more thing to it because as I sat and thought about it, I realized that it might run just a little bit deeper for me specifically. A few years back when I first started my channel, I did a mini deep dive on the soft girl aesthetic and how black women were never meant to be a part of it. Black women are almost always synonymous with strength and perseverance, and who thinks about softness when they think about strength and perseverance? Probably no one at all. Like I said, the video is really old because it's back from when I first started my channel, but I will leave the link below if you do want to check it out. The audio is a little wonky, but the content is good. In addition to this, I was raised by a single black mother who I watched be very self-sufficient, very overcoming, and also struggle a lot. We struggled a lot. I've been very open on my channel about the fact that growing up, I was at times food insecure and housing insecure. Being broke is literally a trigger for me. Black women historically have struggled for generations alone. There is a reason that the phrase strong independent black woman exists, and you have never heard the phrase strong independent white woman, or any other race for that matter. I love my mother and I appreciate everything that she has done for me, but I have no desire to be a strong independent black woman. I just don't. All of my women ancestors have had to be strong black women and do it all. And on top of that, do it all with a smile. And I don't want that for myself, and I don't want that for my future daughter. Any man that I am with romantically needs to be prepared to provide. And that includes paying for dates all the way up to me being a stay-at-home mom if and when the time comes. I'm not saying I'll never work. I have a job. I'm not saying I expect to sit by the pool all day and sip tea while he works. But I do want to stay home with my children. When I see my future with children, I don't see myself going to a 9-to-5 job. And he'll need to be able to sustain that. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Y'all are not going to make me feel bad about wanting to break the cycle of being another black woman who has to do it all. But I'm also not telling you that that's the lifestyle that you have to want. The only thing that I have ever said about this topic is that it really fucking matters that you and your partner are on the same page about it. And Tom and Maria were simply not on the same page. Now, when I saw Tom and Maria going second, I was like, oh, are we about to get 2 yeses out of this situation? Are they about to be no drama too? But what actually happened is exactly what I said was going to happen and what a lot of you said was going to happen. They have different values. Anyone watching this could see that. So Tom says no. And Maria's reaction seemed like she was going to say yes, and I really don't know why. The clear answer was to say no. Can we just talk about how the first thing that Tom mentions is, oh, well, I don't want my son to think that he has to pay for everything.
When I had children, my concern would be that if I had a boy, she would teach him to kind of pay for most things when my lad would be like dating for the first time.
It feels like he has a complex about that or something. Y'all like it though. And if y'all like it, I love it. But I can't relate. I simply disagree. If I have children, I will absolutely be raising my son to court women, to care for women, and to step into that provider role. And I'll absolutely raise my daughter to be independent, have her own, but also expect a man to provide for her and to pay for dates and to open doors and all of those things. You should expect courtship. Now, what my children decide to do for themselves obviously is ultimately up to them, but those are my values and those are the values that I will bring to them. I know that they're traditional and I think that's okay. Like, y'all want me to hate Nara Smith so bad just because y'all do, but I don't. Now, when it comes to Ollie and Demi, Ollie said that he was kind of worried about missing out on the foundation of being together for a while before getting married. And I'm just like, Ollie, did you know what show you came on? Kind of the whole premise of this show is that you don't get that foundation at first. Now, Demi says no, and Ollie is like, hold up, sis. Why are you saying no?
I love you, but I do not Why?
But it sounds like they are both open to continuing the relationship after this, so they might still date. We'll see at the reunion. This is actually kind of funny because y'all thought that Ollie was going to pull a Clay and try to kind of dupe Demi at the altar. But it actually ended up being Demi who duped Ollie, and she's the one who pulled the Clay. Because Clay wanted AD to continue to date him after the show, and she was like, I don't want to be a long-term girlfriend. And now Demi's attempting to make Ollie a long-term boyfriend. I don't know how I feel about a couple that got engaged continuing to date after the show if somebody says no. On one hand, I'm like, okay, thank you for being honest and not getting married just for the sake of getting married, just for the sake of the show. And on the other hand, I'm like, the entire point of the experiment is to get married at the end, is to take that leap of faith. So you didn't really do it right. So I don't really know where I stand on them continuing to date. But so far, I am 3 for 3 on my predictions on who's going to say yes and who's going to say no. So let's keep going. Now, Jasmine was talking to her friends and she said, oh, I told my mom there would be boundaries. And even her friends were like, girl, you know your mama gonna be involved.
I have to be so involved in your kids, your relationship.
Though.
And I was like, Mum,
Knowing your
boundaries, that you're not gonna be involved in our marriage. But like with the kids, 100%.
Well, knowing your mum, she will involve with everything.
Yeah.
She will.
That's how my mum is.
That can't be a good sign. I also don't like how she called Bobby during the bachelor party. Now, granted, other people may have done that, but Netflix left it out. But to me, it looks like she's the only one who did that, and it came off as controlling. Why are you asking him about strippers just because y'all had strippers, even though you know that's not in his control whether or not there were strippers there anyway? It felt very controlling, like, you better not be doing nothing. Like, girl, you acting like your mama right now. I really did love Jasmine's dress as well. Now, Jasmine's mama said something that most people are going to be like, haha, that was a joke, but I didn't see it as a joke.
You look great.
You did. I love that.
So good.
I don't want you to overdo me.
She legitimately, actually does not want her daughter to do better than her. And she means in how she's dressed and in the romantic relationships that she has. I feel like her mom has had so many negative romantic experiences that she is bitter, she is jaded, and she genuinely does not want her daughter to do better than her, even though she's pretending like she does, like she's doing it all out of the care for her daughter. It is a bit insidious. And that's not a word I use often, and I'm not only concerned for Jasmine, but I am concerned for any romantic partner she ever has. I feel that her mother is jealous and will try to sabotage her relationships. So good luck, Bobby, truly. I hope that I am proved wrong. But he should have said no. My boy Ben had a man bun for the occasion. I love a man bun, so I was all in on that. Now, Nicole's face was giving very much I do not. And I was like, am I going to have to fight her for doing this to my boy again? But she said I do, so I don't have to fight her. I think these two are going to be just fine. I think none of us are surprised that Netflix left Freddie and Kat for last. We all know why. Freddie's sister is the real MVP. On the wedding day, she's like, brother, are you sure about this? Because remember what I had said before and remember what I'm saying now. Make sure you are all in on this situation. His sister is so supportive of him. I just love how supportive his entire family is of him. But his sister is really a ride or die for Freddie. And I'm sure that he's the same for her.
I do worry that you are on different pages. She's a lovely girl. I don't know, she's just different to you.
And then Freddie's brother looks so handsome. I just love him. Now, when we got to their wedding and there was still 14 minutes left on the episode, I was like, oh, it's about to go down. So he says no, as he should. And I really feel like Kat's family and friends were kind of blaming him like, oh, I can't believe he did that to her. Really? Y'all can't believe he did that?
At the time, it might not be right for us.
Can't believe he just did that. That's kind of how the show works. Either someone's going to say yes or no at the altar. That's what she signed up for. Freddie wants to stay together. Kat says she's not sure. I hope that they don't. Because honestly, I feel that Kat is more sad about not getting married. Not about not getting married to Freddie. It's just about the marriage for her. And about the optics in a way. That's how I see it. Also, cannot wait for the update on these two at the reunion. We will see what happens. One thing about those Love is Blind officiants, they gonna make sure you know that they got to this point sight unseen.
Deciding to get married, sight unseen.
Sight unseen.
Sight unseen.
Sight unseen.
5 out of 6 of my predictions were correct this season. I think that is a personal best. I was wrong about Jasmine and Bobby, but like I said, I think they should have said no. So the reunion is happening on Monday. Usually I like to do a watch party for the reunions, but this one is happening in the middle of the day at like 1 p.m. because they're doing it later for British time. So I don't think I'm going to do a watch party unless you all say that you want to. So drop a comment below if you would like to do a watch party. Like I said, it's happening at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's going to be 4 p.m. on the East Coast. We still going to be at work. So I don't really know. I mean, I can make it happen if y'all really wanted to, but if not, I think I'm just going to go ahead and post a video like this. Probably a low edit version of the reunion, just so I can get it out and we can discuss. Right now, I'm going to go edit this, get this up to y'all, and I'll see what y'all got to say when it's posted. Bye! Alright, let's do it. So I always like dressing like I'm going to a wedding for these things. One, because I really fucking love weddings like so much. And I love getting dressed up for them. This is actually a bridesmaid dress that I wore to a wedding like 2 years ago. So, you know, anywho, okay. Yeah, I do get dressed up at 3:30 in the morning like I'm going to a wedding just to record these videos. And you know what? Who gonna check me? Ooh, my contact is doing that weird thing where it's like, I don't know, whatever. There's something in it. I don't know if I was looking at the camera just now, so I guess I gotta say that again. How are you driving at 3:30 in the morning? Not being with Ollie. Not Ollie.
My hands shaking like I need it. I don't know why you got me sinking so low. Yeah. Girl, you got me restless.